It was the uncompromising workstation, the symbol of power, the machine that built Hollywood and the music industry. For decades, the Mac Pro was Apple's professional crown jewel. But today, it's all over. Apple has quietly, strategically, and technically killed the Mac Pro line. This isn't a rumor, it's a confirmed strategic shift, a final architectural admission, and it's why the Mac Studio is now the only professional desktop that matters. I'm diving deep into the ultimate betrayal of the Pro desktop. We'll show you the canceled chips, the architectural failure, and the future where the compact workstation, not the tower, has won. Let's start with the most definitive sign. Reliable reports, including those from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, confirm Apple has canceled the M4 Ultra chip development plan. That means the corresponding Mac Pro version that was expected to use this chip has also been scrapped. Instead, they are pouring all resources into the M5 Ultra, scheduled for mid to late 2026, and it will be exclusively for the Mac Studio. The M2 Ultra Mac Pro from 2023, that is highly likely to be the final product of this line under the traditional upgrade cycle. Apple is telling us directly, the Mac Studio is the present, and the Mac Studio is the future. To understand the Mac Pro's death, you have to understand one thing: Apple Silicon's Unified Memory Architecture, or UMA. The Mac Pro's entire reason for being was expandability, upgrading RAM to 1.5 TB, adding huge GPUs. UMA killed those two reasons. By integrating the CPU, GPU, neural engine, and RAM onto a single chip, UMA provides extremely high internal memory bandwidth and low latency. The integrated RAM now goes up to 192 GB on the M2 Ultra, eliminating the need to physically upgrade RAM via DIMM slots. The Mac Pro's main feature: obsolete. But the fatal blow is the performance overlap. The highest-end Mac Pro uses the exact same M2 Ultra chip configuration, 24 CPU cores, 76 GPU cores, as the highest-end Mac Studio. Core computing performance, measured by benchmarks like Geekbench, showed results that were nearly identical between the two devices. Why buy the expensive, large tower when you can get the maximum workstation computing power in the compact Mac Studio at a substantially lower cost? The Mac Pro was made obsolete by Apple's own chip architecture. The Mac Pro only had one last card: the PCIe slots. But before we get there, you need to know about the M Extreme failure. Apple had a plan, a lifeline for the Mac Pro: the M Extreme chip, a monstrous 2X Ultra version that would combine two Ultra chips. This would have justified the tower's existence for power and thermal management, but plans for this chip were ultimately scrapped due to cost and engineering challenges. Abandoning M Extreme eliminated the only justifiable technical reason to continue developing the Mac Pro. Now, the PCIe slots themselves are a compromise. The M2 Ultra chip provides a total of only 32 PCIe Gen 4 lanes. 8 lanes are dedicated to internal SSD storage. That leaves only 24 Gen 4 lanes to be routed to the 7 expansion slots through a PCIe switch. Sharing 24 lanes among 7 slots severely limits effective bandwidth. This is not a traditional workstation where the CPU provides hundreds of dedicated lanes. The Apple Silicon Mac Pro forces high-end cards to compete on a shared bus. Without an M Extreme chip, the Mac Pro is just an expensive chassis with limited I/O. Apple's new model is modular, and it's brilliant. The Mac Studio is the compact core, and for all your specialized I/O needs like AVID HDX audio cards or Fiber Channel, you use a Thunderbolt PCIe enclosure. This is a design strategy: keep the core workstation compact and thermally optimized while shifting mixed high-heat expansion needs externally. This model is superior in almost every way. The total cost of ownership, TCO, for the Mac Studio combined with an enclosure is substantially lower than the Mac Pro. Furthermore, with the evolution of Thunderbolt 5, 80 gigabits per second, external I/O speeds are continually improving, making the modular Mac Studio the most flexible and cost-effective solution. Why did Apple make this brutal decision? Simple: money and resources. The Mac Pro serves a very small niche market. Maintaining two workstation chassis with the same maximum chip, Ultra, is wasteful in terms of R&D and manufacturing, especially with limited Mac Pro sales. By killing it, Apple reallocates engineers to higher priority projects, developing AI features, refreshing the next-generation MacBook line, and expanding the Vision Pro ecosystem. The profit margin on Mac Pro sales is very low compared to other strategic products. The Mac Pro was an iconic product, but its low sales no longer justify the R&D and cost burden it places on the hardware roadmap. The Mac Pro is dead. The M5 Ultra coming exclusively to the Mac Studio will confirm it in 2026. Apple has redefined the workstation. It's about maximum integrated computing power, not unlimited physical expandability, as it was previously. If you're a Pro user, here is your final word. Avoid the Mac Pro M2 Ultra now. It's expensive, it's compromised, and it will be instantly obsolete when the M5 Studio arrives. The best strategy is to buy the current Mac Studio M2 Ultra or wait for the M5 Studio in 2026 for the absolute highest performance. The tower is history. The compact workstation has won.